Okay, let's unpack this. The age of the Internet of Things, I mean, it's undeniably here,
Well,
right?
absolutely.
It's seamlessly weaving smart devices into our homes, our cities, even our bodies.
Hmm.
We're talking everything from your smart doorbell, your connected car,
Yeah,
all exchanging data, all promising this unparalleled convenience. But, and this is the big question, at what cost?
exactly. The cost to our cybersecurity, our privacy.
So today, we're doing a deep dive. We want to help you go from maybe a digital naive to someone who feels empowered, well-informed,
Yeah,
able to protect your connected world.
indeed. And our source material is pretty extensive. We're looking at cutting-edge industry reports, academic work from places like Brown University, and key publications from NIST, that's the National Institute of Standards and Technology.
Okay.
And the picture they paint is clear. We're talking billions of devices, over 500 million Alexa-enabled units sold already.
Wow.
And projections, maybe 22 billion connected devices globally by 2025. It's huge.
So this deep dive is really your shortcut to understanding this complex landscape, the vulnerabilities, the privacy invasions, and importantly, the solutions emerging to secure our future.
Exactly.
And we couldn't bring you these vital insights without the support of our incredible sponsors, risk.security.house, assess.security.house, and cybersafe.city.
Their support is invaluable.
Their commitment really helps us shine a light on these critical topics, understand the full spectrum of, well, modern digital risks.
Definitely.
Now, the allure of IoT, it's immense, truly revolutionary stuff, right?
Right.
Think remote patient monitoring, smart manufacturing industry 4.0,
Mm.
or even whole smart cities managing energy grids, logistics.
Yeah, the potential is enormous.
The idea of your smart bed telling your smart coffee machine to start brewing when you wake up,
Yeah,
or your smart fridge adding milk to the grocery list, it just sounds like pure, effortless living.
it does.
But here's where it gets really interesting and, frankly, a bit unsettling.
The flip side.
With all that convenience, all that connectivity, comes a significantly expanded attack surface for those looking to exploit vulnerabilities.
And what's truly fascinating and often alarming is how often really basic security flaws lead to major breaches.
Basic fly.
Yeah, fundamental stuff. And the stakes can be incredibly high. We've seen some infamous examples that really drive this home.
Okay.
They remind us that no device is too small or too personal to be a target. It's a key lesson in understanding that full spectrum of risk, which, is something that risk.security.house specializes in helping organizations grasp.
Right, understanding the whole picture. So what are these examples?
Well, consider the hackable cardiac devices.
Mhm.
Back in 2017, the FDA actually identified a serious vulnerability in St. Jude Medical's implantable pacemakers.
Pacemakers.
Yeah. Attackers could potentially get access to the transmitter, maybe alter its functioning, deplete the battery,
Oh my God.
or even theoretically administer potentially fatal shocks.
That's chilling. That's not just data theft. That's direct physical harm.
Exactly. It starkly illustrates the high stakes in medical IoT. A security flaw can literally be life-threatening.
It really shifts the stakes, doesn't it? But is this just about, like, individual device flaws, or is there a bigger systemic issue? Are even well-meaning devices risky when they're all connected?
That's a great question. It's often the interconnectedness itself, and maybe a lack of holistic security thinking in the design.
Yeah.
Sometimes the most innocuous-seeming devices can open the widest doors.
Like what?
Take the Owlet Wi-Fi baby heart monitor. Seems harmless, right?
Yeah, baby monitor.
But its lack of robust security meant hackers weren't really after the baby's heart rate. They exploited it for the network access it gave them.
Ah, okay. So it was a gateway.
Precisely. One unprotected device like this can compromise your entire home network. Let them target other smart devices you own.
So it's not just what the device is, but what it's connected to. Once they're in through one thing, they're really in your whole network.
Pretty much, yeah. That's the danger.
What about devices we actually buy for security? Like home cameras. Surely those are built tougher.
You'd hope so, right?
Yeah.
But history shows.
No.
Not always. The TrendNet webcam hack is a prime example.
Okay.
These cameras were marketed as secure for home security, baby monitoring, yet they were found to be highly vulnerable.
Oh, no.
It allowed widespread access to private video feeds, people's personal lives, streamed online, without them knowing.
That's awful. It really highlights the need for vigilance, especially with things you rely on for protection.
Absolutely. And it's not just static devices, right?
Yeah.
Moving ones, too, which has even bigger implications as we move towards, driverless tech.
The idea of someone remotely controlling your car, that's nightmare fuel.
You hit on a huge point. The G-Pack from 2015, a chilling real-world demonstration.
I remember hearing about that.
Yeah, a team from IBM remotely accessed and controlled a Jeep SUV's onboard software. They could accelerate it, slow it down, even veer the car off the road. Imagine the implications as we get more electric and autonomous vehicles. The security of these systems is paramount. Physical safety tied directly to cyber vulnerabilities.
And it wasn't just cars or cameras. Even kitchen appliances weren't safe. Like a backdoor into your digital life. Seems no device is off limits.
That's entirely true. The Samsung Smart Fridge in 2015 showed how even a refrigerator could be that weak link.
A fridge? How?
Researchers famously showed how they could steal Gmail credentials from it, all because of weak default settings.
Wow.
It just goes to show, every connected device, no matter how trivial it seems, is a potential entry point for a hacker.
So what we're seeing across all these examples, pacemakers, fridges, cars, it's not just individual weak points, is it?
No, it's more than that.
The real insight seems to be this chilling realization that in the IoT world, one vulnerability in any connected device, no matter how small, can be like a Trojan horse.
Compromising your whole digital ecosystem, potentially your physical safety too.
It's not just what the device does, it's what it connects to. So, what does this all mean for us, the everyday user? What are the common threads? And what are the basic steps we absolutely must take?
That's precisely the right question. While the threats seem complex, a lot of the initial defenses are surprisingly straightforward but powerful.
Okay, good.
These attacks often exploit really basic security gaps. The common thread, often weak links like outdated firmware, default passwords.
Default passwords, really?
Oh yes, or just a lack of multi-factor authentication. This highlights the absolute importance of creating strong, complex passwords for all your IoT devices, and do it before you even add them to your network.
Right, don't just plug it in and forget it.
Exactly. Too many people reuse passwords or just leave the factory defaults. It's like leaving your front door wide open. And regular firmware updates. Also non-negotiable. They often include patches for known vulnerabilities. They're your first line of defense against new threats.
Okay, updates and strong, unique passwords. What else?
Enabling two-factor authentication wherever you can. It adds a critical layer of security. It can stop many attacks, even if a password is compromised.
Got it.
And, to truly secure your devices, it's essential to continually assess potential weak points, not just at setup, but ongoing.
So, like, check them periodically.
Yeah, or use services that help you do that.
Yeah.
This is where something like assess.secure.house becomes invaluable. They help you understand and harden your connected environment.
So they help you find those hidden vulnerabilities.
Exactly. Help you manage your risk proactively, moving from just reacting to threats to actually preventing them. Proactive protection.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, beyond these dramatic hacks, there's this other layer, often more subtle, but maybe just as invasive: privacy. Smart devices are constantly collecting data, sometimes way more than you might expect. What stands out to you about the privacy implications here?
This is where it gets really nuanced, doesn't it? It's not just about what you explicitly share or say. The critical insight, I think, is about the sophisticated inferences companies or bad actors can draw from the metadata.
Metadata, like the data about the data.
Exactly. Timestamps, correlations, patterns of your daily life, they can create a digital twin that reveals far more than you ever intended, often without you even realizing it's happening. Think about voice assistants, Alexa, Google Assistant.
Right.
They're always listening for that wake word, right?
Yeah.
And then for your commands. The big privacy concern isn't just what they record, but what they do with those recordings. Who has access?
Okay.
There are real concerns about potential espionage if hackers get access, or even messing with your banking or shopping apps through them.
And it's not just what they hear, but what they see, right? Smart doorbells are everywhere now.
Incredibly popular, yes.
But they're basically cameras and mics pointed outwards, often recording people who haven't consented. That feels like a gray area.
It's a huge gray area. Smart doorbells collect video, audio, activity logs, motion data, temperature, light levels.
Wow, a lot.
Ring doorbells, for instance, can detect movement up to 155 degrees horizontally, record audio from maybe 20 feet away, capturing conversations of people just walking by.
On a public street.
Yeah. There was a notable UK court case in 2021. A woman won against her neighbor because their Ring cameras pointed at her home infringing her privacy.
Okay.
And even more concerning, companies like Ring have historically cooperated with law enforcement, providing footage without user consent, sometimes even without warrants.
Really?
Without warrants. Amazon admitted giving Ring footage to police without a warrant or consent at least 11 times in 2022 alone. That shows a massive gap between user expectation and reality. Yeah. You need to understand how widely your data might be shared.
Okay, that's unsettling. And it's not just direct recordings or video. You mentioned inferences.
Right.
The amount of data lets them build these powerful inferences about our lives. That feels like a whole other level of intrusion.
It is. Voice assistants, for example, can infer things like height, weight, dietary restrictions based on questions asked, commands given, maybe even voice characteristics.
Yeah.
They might infer protected classifications like gender or religion, health info, financial status, even personality traits.
That's just from voice commands.
Yeah. Or search queries. Searching for prenatal vitamins might infer pregnancy, for instance. Combine that with timestamps of commands, and they can map out daily schedules when you shower, cook, leave the house.
Building a very detailed profile without you explicitly telling them this stuff.
Exactly. And even if this data is initially de-identified, meaning they try to remove direct identifiers like your name, it can often be re-identified pretty easily, especially when combined with other data points.
So de-identified doesn't mean anonymous.
Not at all. That's a critical distinction.
Yeah.
Think of de-identified like putting a mask on someone in a crowd.
Okay.
If that masked person still has unique shoes, a specific walk, visits the same cafe daily, you can often figure out who they are by combining clues. Truly anonymous data means it's impossible to link back, no matter what. It's the difference between a disguise and being truly invisible. You need to grasp that difference when thinking about your privacy.
Okay, that's a really important distinction. So all this data, potentially re-identifiable, it has to be stored somewhere.
Right.
And that creates another big vulnerability, a central target.
That's exactly right. Smart devices typically store and process data in cloud databases, prime targets for hacking, data breaches. But beyond breaches of the cloud storage, the devices themselves can be compromised, maybe via unsecured Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, even malicious firmware installed through a USB port.
Okay.
This lets hackers access cameras and mics directly, turn them into surveillance tools, or maybe use a less sensitive device like your thermostat as a backdoor to access other connected systems in your home. It's called lateral movement.
Lateral movement, like moving sideways through the network.
Exactly. Yeah. Imagine a hacker gets into your smart doorbell.
Yeah.
Maybe it had a default password. From there, they don't just stop. They use it like a key to quietly walk through your home network and access your smart thermostat, security cameras, maybe even your computer. It's a ripple effect.
Yeah.
One unlocked door lets them into every other room.
That's a sobering picture. We've gone from life-threatening hacks to these subtle privacy invasions. It can feel a bit overwhelming.
It can.
But beyond just being aware, what are the broader efforts? Are there regulations, new technologies making things safer? What's the industry actually doing?
Yes, absolutely. There's definitely movement.
Yeah.
Organizations, policymakers, they increasingly see the urgent need for robust frameworks.
Good.
NIST, the National Institute of Standards and Technology, they provide really comprehensive recommendations for managing IoT, cybersecurity, and privacy risks.
Okay, what do they suggest?
Their guidance stresses 3 core steps. First, understand the unique risks of IoT devices. Second, adjust your organization's policies and processes to handle them. And third, implement updated security practices throughout the device lifecycle, from design all the way to getting rid of it.
The whole life cycle.
Yeah. And a key challenge they identify is that black box nature of many IoT devices we talked about. Little visibility inside makes risk management harder. The goal is to standardize security, get away from all these fragmented, insecure devices.
Right, standardized things. And regulations. You mentioned GDPR earlier.
Yes, connecting this to the bigger picture, regulations like the EU's General Data Protection Regulation, GDPR, are setting global privacy standards.
Global standards, even though it's EU.
Yeah, it came into effect in 2018. 99 articles focused on protecting personal data and privacy for EU citizens. But its reach extends to any company dealing with EU countries, no matter where they're based.
Ah, okay.
It's a very comprehensive law. Fundamentally shifted how companies handle personal data worldwide.
GDPR sounds comprehensive, aiming for more individual control. But practically, has it been a real game changer? Are companies truly adapting, or is it just, compliance paperwork?
It's definitely been a massive game changer. There are ongoing challenges, of course, with enforcement, adaptation, especially for smaller businesses. but it spurred a global wave of similar privacy laws.
Okay, so what are some key parts of GDPR that hit smart devices and our privacy directly? Things we should know.
Several articles are highly relevant. First, pseudonymization. That's Article 4, Item 5.
Pseudonymization, like giving data a pseudonym.
Kind of, yeah. It involves processing personal data so it can't be identified without extra information, which has to be kept separate and secure. Minimizes direct identifiable links.
Oh.
So instead of your full name, maybe a unique ID linked to your real identity only in a secure separate system reduces the immediate risk.
So it adds a layer of protective disguise. Clever.
It is a fundamental shift. Then there's data minimization, Article 5, Item 1C.
Minimize the data?
Exactly. The principle is personal data should be appropriate, relevant, and limited to what's absolutely necessary for the purpose.
Mm-hmm.
A great example, Apple Siri now processes many requests on the device itself, reducing the need to upload audio recordings to central servers.
Ah, keeping it local.
Right. Directly addresses a major privacy concern by collecting less data in the first place. Less data collected, less data to lose.
Makes sense. What about controlling our data after it's collected? Can we get it deleted?
That's where the right to erasure, Article 17, comes in, often called the right to be forgotten.
Okay.
It gives individuals the right to have their personal info deleted without undue delay. Powerful, but not absolute.
Not absolute.
Some companies, like Amazon Ring, might still retain deleted videos for legal obligations, even if you delete them from your account. Shows that tension between user rights and legal needs. Users also have the right to object, Article 21. Lets you refuse processing of your data for specific reasons, especially direct marketing. Empowers you to opt out.
Right, opting out. Good.
Yeah. And finally, specific protections for kids. Conditions for children's consent, Article 8. For users under 16, or 13 in some EU states, processing personal info is only legal with explicit consent from a parent or guardian.
Okay, protects younger users.
Shifts responsibility to companies to verify age, get proper consent, recognizes kids' heightened vulnerability online. These regulations are all foundational steps towards building what you might call a cyber-safe city, where digital life is protected by design.
Okay, so legal frameworks are catching up. What about tech itself? Are there advancements helping build privacy from the start, making devices inherently more secure?
Absolutely. This is where innovation really shines, where the cutting edge meets real-world needs. Several promising technologies here.
Like what?
One is synthetic data. You train AI models on real data to generate fake data sets that are statistically identical but contain zero real personal information.
Oh.
Once that synthetic data is generated, the real identifiable info can be securely disposed of. Dramatically reduces the risk of a breach involving actual user data. It's like a privacy-preserving proxy.
So instead of using my actual data for AI training, they make a doppelganger data set that acts the same but isn't tied to me. That's incredibly clever. Benefit of analysis without the privacy risk.
Precisely. Another key tech, federated learning.
Federated learning.
Yeah. Instead of pulling all user data into one central place, AI models are trained locally, right on your individual device.
On my phone or speaker.
Right. Only aggregated insights, not your raw data, are shared back centrally. This allows for personalization without, hoovering up all your personal data. Keep sensitive info on your device. Big privacy win.
Okay, that sounds much better. What else?
We also have end-to-end encryption, or E2E.
Like in messaging apps.
Exactly. Encrypts data at the source, so only the intended recipient can decrypt it. If someone intercepts it, it's just unusable gibberish.
Super powerful. Implementing it well in small IoT devices needs strong security on the device itself, and it can use up resources. But hybrid approaches are helping.
Okay. And you mentioned one more.
Homomorphic encryption? This is pretty advanced stuff.
Sounds like it.
It lets you perform computations directly on encrypted data without decrypting it first.
Wait, you can work on data while it's still scrambled?
Kind of, yeah. Think of doing calculations on a locked spreadsheet. The work gets done, insights are generated, but no one ever sees the raw, sensitive numbers inside.
Wow.
Now, fully homomorphic encryption is still mostly research, very demanding, but partially, or somewhat homomorphic encryption, already finding practical uses in smart devices. It's about getting that data utility, making devices smart while keeping privacy absolute on the back end.
That's truly groundbreaking tech. So these combined efforts, strong regulations like GDPR, cutting-edge encryption, it's all crucial for building a more secure, private digital world.
It is.
It sounds like a complex web, though.
Yeah.
Responsibility between us users, the companies. It absolutely is. And that brings us to a critical point for listeners. While the industry and regulators work on these big solutions, what can you do today?
Right. Practical steps.
Beyond strong passwords, regular updates. Consider segmenting your home network. Create a separate Wi-Fi network just for your smart devices, isolated from your computers, phones.
Oh, like a guest network, but for IoT.
Exactly. Research device privacy policies before you buy.
Hmm.
Understand what data they collect, how it's used,
Do your homework?
and always question if a device truly needs internet access for its function. Sometimes, simplicity is the best security.
Good point.
These are the kinds of efforts that contribute to creating that cybersafe.city idea, a future where our connected lives are also protected lives,
Yeah.
built on shared understanding, proactive steps.
What a deep dive. It's crystal clear that while the Internet of Things offers this amazing convenience, incredible innovation, it also demands a new level of awareness, proactive steps from all of us. From those shocking pacemaker hacks to the subtle intrusions of voice assistants, our connected lives generate so much data, and that data needs protecting.
Indeed, we've explored the basics, strong passwords, updates, thinking critically about data sharing,
Yeah.
and touch on the bigger picture. Regulations like GDPR, emerging tech like federated learning, homomorphic encryption, all working towards a future where convenience doesn't automatically cost us our privacy.
So, as you, our listeners, think about your own smart devices or the bigger implications for smart cities, industries, here's a provocative thought to leave you with.
Mm-hmm.
In this increasingly interconnected world, where does my personal responsibility for digital security end? And where does the responsibility of the developers, the regulators, the service providers begin?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
How can we all work together to make sure that the march of tech progress is always matched by a commitment to privacy and security for everyone?
A crucial conversation to keep having.
A huge thank you again to our sponsors, risk.security.house, assess.security.house, and cybersafe.city for supporting this deep dive into the fascinating and, yeah, sometimes frightening future of connected technology.